The Dodgers were so close in acquiring a star reliever, and at the last second, another team stole him from the Dodgers. We get into all that in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank the 21% of the ones who are watching these videos who've already hit the sub button. But 78% of you have not subscribed yet. Myself, Brad J, will bring you everyday Dodger content. You're not going to find content like this anywhere else. We're the best Dodger channel out there. So make sure to hit the sub button. Let's get right into it. Devin Williams. Yeah, we've been talking about Devin Williams quite a bit the last few weeks. As we know, the Dodgers have been actively trying to, get another star reliever on this team. And Devin Williams recently gave an interview to Sportsnet New York. I believe that's how you call it. All-star reliever Devin Williams said he was surprised he was traded to the Yankees. I kind of thought I'd be going to LA. These are, of course, Devin Williams' words in the interview. That is what I was being told, and the Yankees snuck in there under the table and got the deal done. So basically, Williams thought he was going to LA, and this is, of course, the screenshot from today's interview. But come on, I got to ask you guys, looking at that screenshot, does Devin Williams look excited to be going to New York? I mean, this guy looks pretty stressed out, to say the least. He does not look happy. If you watch the interview, if you watch the clip that's trending right now on Twitter, or X, I should say, it's trending right now on X about him, going to the Yankees and think he was going to go to the Dodgers. If you watch that little clip there, I mean, Devin Williams looks pretty disappointed with the outcome, to say the least. I mean, he thought, boy, I'm going to the World Series champion Dodgers. I mean, Devin Williams was like, man, I'm pumped up, ready to go. And no, now I'm going to the team that just completed one of the biggest choke jobs in sports history, right? I mean, that is exactly what Devin Williams is going to set himself up. Go play for a team that just choked so hard against the Dodgers, basically collapsed at home in Game 5 in absolute historical fashion, basically shooting themselves in the leg in that 5th inning, basically gift-wrapping the Dodgers the World Series, and now Devin Williams has to play for those guys. Boy, that is definitely a tough situation to be in. That is not a situation that you would wish on anybody, right? I mean, you don't want to go for a team. I mean, this is absolutely, come on. I mean, Devin Williams looks so disappointed. I mean, the guy does not look happy to go to New York, and you just feel for the guy. It's too bad. I mean, the Dodgers would have really, benefited from having Devin Williams, be part of, the team, right? Devin Williams would have fit in perfectly. Basically, the Yankees are getting their closer now, right? I mean, that's basically what's going on with this move. The Yankees are basically solidifying their closer. As we know, the Yankees have had their bullpen troubles. They've had their issues all season long. Well, not all season long, but in the last season, they had their issues for sure with pitching. And this is going to help, solve a lot of those problems, right? I mean, for them, bringing in Devin Williams. But thinking about this, what do you guys think? The Dodgers were obviously pretty active in trying to get Devin Williams. I mean, that has obviously now been confirmed by the player himself, talking about he thought he was going to LA. So the Dodgers must be really actively trying to trade Gavin Lux. I mean, that is the only possible thing. I mean, Gavin Lux was probably a part of this deal. I don't see why he was not. I mean, I just think who else could have been the centerpiece of this trade? I mean, it's not Max Muncy. There's really no other player on the Dodgers roster that's an everyday player that you would say could be a part of this trade. Comment below if you think otherwise. I mean, it seems like Gavin Lux was very close to being traded to the Milwaukee Brewers, which, of course, the Brewers, I'm sure, were very interested in. But see, it's funny because if you look at the trade, of course, that Devin Williams the trade that ends up going through for the Yankees and the Brewers, Nestor Cortes ends up being the centerpiece of that trade, right? So it seems like the Brewers at the end wanted to kind of get a pitcher for a pitcher. Now the Dodgers, they would have traded for Devin Williams. There wasn't really a star pitcher they were going to give up. I mean, I just don't think they were going to sacrifice trading any of their bullpen arms at this time. And I think at the end, that's kind of what the Brewers want. The Brewers wanted a bullpen pitcher. They wanted somebody that would fit in and kind of replace Devin Williams' spot as one of their relievers. And of course, that's just not, that the Dodgers were just not going to offer that, right? They were going to offer an infielder, kind of the Dodgers. I don't know. If I was the Brewers, I would have took the Dodgers trade, right? I don't know what you guys think. I would have took the Dodgers trade because they just gave up Willy Adames, right? Willy Adames is on his way to San Francisco, and Gavin Lux could have been, that replacement, right? It's kind of, for us, it's kind of like, boy, Gavin Lux. I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there that, of course, have their doubts about Gavin Lux, and they have to, right? Even the Dodgers themselves have their doubts about Gavin Lux. That's why they've been actively trying to shop him, and we're very close to trading him basically for Devin Williams. But other teams, I think, still regard Gavin Lux as a potential, asset to their team. I think that's been, pretty consistent now. I think a lot of teams out there still see Gavin Lux as a player that can, really help them. That's what it seems like. It seems like Gavin Lux's value is still pretty high, which is good for the Dodgers because the Dodgers, this is the best time to trade Gavin Lux. This is absolutely the best time to do the trade. There's really, because if you wait let's say you wait another year for Gavin Lux, basically if you wait another season, Gavin Lux could have a worse year in 2025, and his trade value could definitely go down. I mean, the question is going to be what sort of playing time does Gavin Lux even get on the Dodgers next year, right? I mean, I think that's a big question mark to say the least. How much playing time can he really get with Mookie Betts, moving back to the infield? And I think that's why the Dodgers, are trying to trade him. I don't know what you guys think, but Devin Williams, thinking he was going to go to LA is definitely a big story. I think the Dodgers, they have to go all in, of course, on Tanner Scott. I mean, I think that's an obvious thing right now at this point. Got to go all in on Tanner Scott. Try to sign, this player. As we know, Tanner Scott is one of the best relievers in the game. And now that they were not able to get Devin Williams, I think that's the next best thing. Tanner Scott is not going to be a trade. That is going to have to be a free agent signing, which, of course, is going to be more expensive than Devin Williams. That's for sure. Going to be getting paid more money than Devin Williams. So we'll see what happens, of course, in the next few months, because this isn't going anywhere. Free agency is going to go on for months. This is going to go on in December, January, February, and even March. We still got months to go. So a long off season, and we're going to be covering that on this channel on Dodgers Digest. As always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!